If you're even thinking about selling your house, whether that's now or even a year from now, in this video, I'm going to cover 6 home improvements that you really may want to consider doing before you do attempt to sell your house. Hi, my name's Jose. I'm a realtor with RE/MAX here in the Inland Empire in Southern California. And, well, if this is your first time on the channel, first of all, welcome. Always honored to have you here. In fact, actually, be sure to hit the subscribe button right down over here. And then also be sure to hit the bell too. This way you never miss any future content where I talk about buying, selling, and of course, living here in the Inland Empire. Be sure to stay until the end because the 6th improvement I'm going to cover here, that one actually provides you the highest return on your money, and I'm pretty sure it's going to surprise you what it is. However, listen, with all that said though, you don't necessarily have to do any of these improvements before you sell your house. But if you do, it can certainly help make a difference. The kitchen, for many people, it's considered, well, the heart of the home. And if you have a well-designed, modern, newer kitchen, it's going to help make a difference when it comes to the value of your home. But if you have a poorly designed, outdated kitchen, unfortunately, that can be a turnoff for any potential buyers that you do have looking at your home. Now, if you were to update the cabinets or maybe the countertops, or listen, if you really wanted to or needed to, but if you have not just old in age, but old in appearance, I mean, you could even maybe replace the appliances that are in the kitchen. And again, as I said, you don't necessarily have to do that. It's just that you want to take advantage of every opportunity you have to impress a potential buyer as they come through looking at your home. And for most, it's going to start with your kitchen. Now, the national average return on investment for a minor kitchen remodel, that's doing things like maybe replacing kitchen cabinet doors, countertops, sink faucets, maybe appliances, maybe the flooring, but the national average right now is 72%. So that simply means if you put that in dollars and cents, the average homeowner, if they spent $10,000 on a minor kitchen remodel, they could expect to receive about $7,200 of that money spent back when they sell their home. Another one is the bathroom, which isn't necessarily as high of a return on investment as the kitchen. Currently, the national average for the bathroom sits at 60%. But let me ask you, what are the 2 most important rooms in the house when it comes to making a great impression on a prospective buyer? It's the first 2 on this list, the kitchen and the bathroom. Oh, you better believe that when you have a prospective buyer come through and they're looking at your house, the kitchen is almost always going to be the first room they look at. But the bathrooms, the master bathroom especially, are right behind the kitchen when it comes to importance for most buyers. And again, listen, we're not talking about major renovation projects here, but I would say maybe consider doing things like replacing the faucets in the bathroom or the countertops or maybe the vanity mirror that's in the bathroom, or maybe even just the general appearance of the shower. Next on this list is painting. And I know, I'm sure it almost seems too simple, right?
Mind meld, I was thinking the exact same thing.
You're probably expecting, Jose says you need to replace the entire chimney on the side of the house. No, listen, a lot of it really is the simple stuff. And fresh paint, it can make a huge difference when you have a buyer coming through to look at your home. It's the curb appeal. And I'm talking about both the outside and the inside. Because if you have a prospective buyer, they pull up in front of your house, they park next to the curb and they look over and they're looking at your house, but the paint on the eaves, it's faded, it's peeling off. I mean, what do you think that buyer's going to start thinking? And whether that's consciously or unconsciously, but what do you think that buyer's going to start thinking about your house? Yeah, I mean, they may already be thinking, when they see all that, they may already be thinking, oh, let's hurry up, let's get this one over with. I wonder what the next house looks like. Don't miss out on that first impression opportunity. And listen, it doesn't just stop there, because what does the paint look like on the inside? Paint, it just might be the easiest improvement to make on this list. How do you know if you should go ahead and paint? Well, listen, if you just walk through the house. Walk through the house not like it's your house. Walk through the house like you're seeing this place for the very first time. And if you see scuff marks or you see anything like that that's on the walls that, just listen, that naturally happen over time, then yeah, it might be time. Hear me out though, I'm not saying that, if you paint your house, it's gonna double your sales price or anything like that. But at bare minimum, it's certainly gonna help keep people from expecting you to lower your sales price. But listen, for the return on investment for painting, this one actually can be a little tricky to determine, I should say, because of the fact that there are variables in there. What kind of paint did you get? Did you get higher end paint? Did you not? How big is your home that you're painting? How many rooms are you painting? But nationally speaking, on average, the return on investment, nationally speaking, is about 72% return on your money. But more importantly, as I just said, painting is going to help keep people from coming in, looking at your house, and trying to get you to lower your sales price. Another one of the first impression improvements is the landscaping out front. How's that looking? We just talked about this. When you have a buyer and they pull up to the front of your house, what do they see? Are they looking at an unruly, unkept yard, or maybe a bunch of weeds that are growing all over the place, or are they looking at a well-manicured yard, neatly trimmed bushes or plants out front, or maybe some bright, colorful flowers out front? Yeah, believe it or not, this really can set the expectations of that buyer far before they ever even walk in the front door. The return on investment for this one, honestly, might even be more difficult to calculate than paint, because the variables here are even more vast. Did you even spend any money? You may not have. Maybe you just simply mowed the yard, clipped the bushes, and kept everything neat and clean. Or maybe you did spend a little bit of money. Maybe you went and bought some flowers and put some new fresh flowers in the flower bed out front. And even if you did that, what are we talking about? Maybe a few bucks here? However, what I will say is that studies do show that having great landscaping out front, that can actually help increase your home's value by as much as 12%. Next up here is the flooring. If the flooring in your house, if it is a little older, or maybe it just looks older, then here's an improvement that just may be worth looking into. Because listen, you have that buyer, they pull up to the front of the house and you have the landscaping just on target, it's looking great. So they walk up to the door and they open the door and they look in. What's one of the first things they see?
Floors?
Look at it from this angle, because if you have a buyer and again, they open that front door and they look in and they see nice, fresh, new carpeting, or maybe not. Maybe instead they see nice, beautiful wood plank flooring, or instead, maybe they see, okay, let's just cut that one off right there. Here's the point. You want the floor to look new, to look nice, to look clean, to look welcoming. The nice thing about return on investment for flooring is actually pretty high. There's another one that it can have a little variance because it depends on what kind of flooring you went with, or maybe even more importantly, how many square feet of flooring we're talking about. But the national average on this one, it's right about 75%. And what is that sixth improvement that you really should make before selling your home? The garage door.
No, the garage door.
That's what I just said. This one's another curb appeal improvement. Again, going back to that same buyer that pulled up out front of your house and they looked at it, and this time, your paint on those eaves are great. It's beautiful, freshly painted, and it looks great. The landscaping, you were on top of that one too. Beautiful mowed lawn. You've even been fertilizing the heck out of it. It's bright, it's green. The flowers up front are beautiful and colorful. But what's that one thing they just saw and now they cannot help but continue staring at? That warped garage door with peeling paint that's right out front for everyone to see. Don't let a simple garage door be what kills how much money you get from the sale of your house. Or worse, kills your opportunity of even selling your house at all. Listen, a garage door has the highest return on investment. Nationally, right now, you could expect to make about 94% return on investment for a garage door. So, if you spent, let's say $1,000 to put a beautiful new garage door on the front of your house, I guess not on the front of your house, but on the front of your garage. But if you were to spend $1,000 on that new garage door, you could anticipate making about $940 of that back when you sell your house. But more importantly, as I've already said a couple times now, that $1,000 that you spend on the garage door, that could potentially be what prevents having a buyer come through, look at your house, and hoping to try and get you to lower your sales price by as much as, I don't know, even just $5,000. Do you have to do everything on this list before selling your house? No, I'm absolutely not saying that at all. What I am saying is just take a look at your house, go through it objectively, again, not like it's your house, but look at it like you're looking at it for the very first time and compare that with this list. Honestly, there might be one or two things on this list that could be worth considering doing and could be what helps make sure that when you do sell your house, that you sell it for the most potential money possible. Of course, if you do have any questions, or maybe you are thinking about selling your home here in the Inland Empire, or maybe just even anywhere around the Inland Empire, my contact information is below. Otherwise, if you would like more information on how to make sure that when you do sell your house, you do it without having to lower your sales price, and let's be honest, who doesn't want to do that? But if that is you, I would definitely catch this video next. Either way though, feel free to reach out. I'm always here to help.